Hello, thank you for being here. And you know, it seems odd when you're introduced as a Stanford professor who's going to talk, because that's all we do. But some of us aren't talking enough about this particular subject, that's why I'm here. I was invited because precisely I'm not a scientist. I mean, you got plenty of scientists. I'm a humanist. I teach literature at Stanford. I've been there 35 years, God help me. And I'm also a member of this great group, the American Association for University Professors. And I'm going to advertise a big rally we're having on the 29th. So I'm just putting that out. I'll repeat that at the end of my remarks. I was asked to talk about academic freedom. And I think we need to have as an expansive a notion of academic freedom as you can imagine, because the attacks on the American public are massive. So we need as big a tent as we can, and understanding academic freedom and freedom of speech as something that goes, as the last speaker said, beyond the universities. It basically comes down to this. Are we going to agree to being told what to think? No! We're being told or dictated to, and our research money is being used as hostages. This is despicable. I do not understand why the president of Stanford University isn't out here today. Right? You know, Stanford is part of Palo Alto, and this ivory tower mentality that we're separate and somehow specialized in doing more important stuff than you all are doing is bullshit. And I have a story to tell you. I'm a literature professor, so that's what I do. And this is a true story. I was at a faculty meeting, and this person next to me is from the med school, and they're saying, I'm an ear, nose, and throat person, and yes, I've had 5 grants taken away from me. So I said, well, that's really horrible. And she said, no, it's not so bad. I've been told to stay low, fly under the radar. I reapplied, and I got 2 grants back. And this is the new norm. And I said to myself, only in Major League Baseball is batting 400 a good thing. When you have a new norm that has stripped you of your rights, that's no norm I want to be part of.
That's right, that's right.
And then they said, thank God I'm not in obstetrics and gynecology. And I thought, man, this is how it all begins. It's like my situation is not so bad, but I've adapted to the norm, but thank God I'm not this poor person doing women's bodies. Then I had finally said, you know, I teach race and ethnicity. I cannot even offer a course without committing what Jesse Hagopian calls, there's a great book called Teach Truth. Jesse Hagopian, who works for the Zinn Educational Project, he calls these things a truth crime. When you speak the truth and you are criminalized. So that's the situation a lot of us are in, and I think research is so important, but the attack on us is much broader than just research. It's on the truth itself. And so we have to speak up from every corner of the universe, objecting to this and shouting back against power. And in order to do this, we cannot sacrifice anybody. That's the way fascism works. It makes you think, I'm okay. You know that poem, first they came for the communists, this and that. The same thing is happening today, but much, much worse. So I'm asking you, this is my main message today, is to be capacious of your ideas about freedom. Because, as Martin Luther King said, freedom is not divisible. You don't parcel it off to see what proportion different people deserve, because then you're on the path to fascism. You're deciding which is acceptable and what is not. So I'm asking you to think about coming out for trans people, coming out for undocumented people, coming out for immigrants, and for God's sake, from my special corner of the world, coming out for people working for Palestine. These are the people that are being used as the wedge issues. The 30-year-old Turkish graduate student was finally released from Louisiana and sent to Vermont. Just a change of venue. It's a short step in the right direction, but anybody who's seen that video of her being grabbed off the streets, and she's a sweet young woman who's just appalled and puzzled, not knowing with these men in masks. Nothing could be more blatant. And remember, folks, Trump 1 was doing this in Portland. Trump 1 was doing this in Portland. So we have to up our game, as they say, and really reach out, come out and join us on the 29th, May 29th at White Plaza. We're going to have everybody that can get out there. We're going to have music, bands, balloons, but most of all, we're going to cause a ruckus. So please come out. It's called Rally Stanford for Education. In other words, get your stuff together. Thank you for having me.